Welcome back to the Grill Masters Podcast, where we help you grill boldly and serve proudly. I'm Keith, your guide to mastering the art of grilling, one episode at a time. Today we're diving into 5 grilling best practices that can transform the way you cook, whether you're firing up a charcoal grill, a gas grill, or even experimenting with the smoker. These are the habits that make the difference between a decent cook and one that leaves everyone asking for seconds. So grab your apron, your favorite pair of tongs, and let's fire up this episode. Let's kick things off with prepping your grill. A step many overlook, but one that sets the stage for success. Clean your grates. Start with a clean grill. Use a good quality wire brush or grill scraper to get rid of any gunk left over from the last cook. Trust me, no one wants to taste yesterday's burnt barbecue sauce on today's chicken thighs. Once they're clean, you can use a high smoke point oil like canola or avocado oil and apply it directly to your grill brush and use your brush then to lubricate your grates. This prevents food from sticking and makes flipping easier. And for my charcoal grillers out there, ditch the lighter fluid. A chimney starter is all you need. Not only does it light your coals faster, but it also keeps your food free from those chemical flavors. Now let's talk about temperature control. If you take away one thing from today, let it be this. The 2-zone technique is your best friend. For charcoal grills, pile your coals on one side of the grill. That's your direct heat zone. It's where you'll sear steaks, burgers, or anything else that needs high heat. The other side with no coals is your indirect heat zone, perfect for slow cooking chicken, ribs, or anything that might burn quickly over direct heat. Gas grillers? You're in luck. It's even easier. Just turn one burner up high and leave the other on low or off completely. Now, why does this matter? It gives you control. When something's cooking too fast, slide it to the cooler side. If you need a quick sear, bring it back to the hot zone. It's all about versatility. For beginners, keep an eye on visual cues like color changes in the meat or bubbling juices as you learn how to use a thermometer effectively. And if you're new to this, I've got a digital resource for you called Grill Temperature Zones Made Easy. Check out the show notes for more information. Now that your grill is ready and your zones are set, let's talk about fuel and flavor. When it comes to charcoal, I recommend lump charcoal if you're after a clean, natural burn. Briquettes are great for longer cooks, but avoid the ones with fillers or additives. They can mess with the taste. Now let's talk about wood chunks and chips. This is where you can get really creative. Hickory gives you that bold, smoky flavor. Applewood adds a sweet touch, and cherry wood is versatile enough to complement almost anything. Here's a pro tip for you. Skip soaking your wood chips or chunks. Instead, use dry wood for a more consistent, clean smoke. If you're grilling with gas and missing that smoky flavor, don't worry. You can use a smoker box, grill grates with smoke chambers, or make a DIY foil pack filled with wood chips. Place it near the burners and you'll get that smoky infusion. The key here is to experiment. Try different combinations of wood and charcoal until you find a flavor profile that fits your style. All right, let's move on to timing. Great grilling isn't just about fire. It's about patience. Invest in an instant read thermometer. This is one of the best tools you can have. Don't guess when your food is done. Know for sure. Chicken is safe at 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Steaks are a matter of preference. I'm a medium well guy myself. And for ribs, well, they're ready when they pass the flex test. Rest your meat. This is a non-negotiable. After you take your meat off the grill, let it rest for 5 to 10 minutes. This locks in the juices and makes every bite more tender and flavorful. For thinner cuts like burgers, rest for only a minute or two to avoid overcooking. And remember, grilling isn't about rushing. Whether you're searing a steak or smoking a rack of ribs, the process is just as important as the result. Finally, let's talk about safety and maintenance. A clean grill not only cooks better, but also ensures a safer grilling experience. Avoid cross-contamination. Always use separate cutting boards and utensils for raw and cooked food. It's basic food safety, but worth the reminder. Inspect your grill, especially if you're using gas. Check for leaks or rust regularly. And remember to keep a fire extinguisher or baking soda nearby just in case you need it. Proper ventilation is key. Never grill in an enclosed space to avoid carbon monoxide buildup. And that wraps up today's episode of the Grill Masters Podcast. To recap, we covered 5 grilling best practices: prepping your grill, mastering temperature zones, choosing the right fuel, nailing your timing, and prioritizing safety and maintenance. These simple steps can take your cooking from good to great. If you found this helpful, be sure to subscribe to the podcast and share it with your fellow grill enthusiasts. And don't forget to check out the show notes for additional grilling resources and content. Until next time, grill boldly, serve proudly, and enjoy the process.